Hello everyone, hope you all are good and hope that you have watched the previous video lectures thoroughly. Today is the 8th lecture for chapter 1 from part 2, which is accounting for share capital. Yes, we are going to continue with that, and in the last lecture we have understood about calls in advance. Yes. Before that, we have also understood about calls in arrears, various theory concepts. We have also solved several illustrations based on this. Yes? So far, illustration 1, illustration 2, illustration 3 that I gave you in homework, which was about calls in arrears. Then illustration 4. Yes? And I have also given you several sums as homework from exercise. Yeah, hope you have been doing your homework regularly. So, if you are done watching previous lectures thoroughly, then let us begin with the new topic, which is share forfeiture. Yes, it is again connected or linked to the previous topics that we have understood. So let us quickly revise whatever we have done so far. In the very first lecture, we have understood about the meaning of share, types of share capital, types of shares, that is procedure for issue of shares, which is application, allotment, first call, final call. Yes. We have also understood about the methods for issue of shares at par, at premium. Yeah. So we have done a sum based on issue of shares at par. Yes. And there is also a second method, which is issue of shares at premium. I think we have not done this method. So before we start with the topic of share forfeiture, let us understand about the issue of shares at premium. I forgot to mention this topic, so directly by mistake I have jumped to share forfeiture. Yes. So we'll understand about the issue of shares at premium in today's lecture, and then we'll move towards share forfeiture. Yes. Before that, about calls in advance. I think it was the last thing that we have done in the lecture previous to this. Yes, this is 8th lecture, and I think in lecture 7 we have had an idea about calls in advance. Yes, okay. So what is calls in advance? When the amount is paid in advance by the shareholder. Yes, during that time the word calls in advance is used. The journal entry for which is given, the concept is given on page number 16 in your textbook. I am reading the first journal entry mentioned on page number 16 in your textbook. I hope you all have your textbook with you while you watch this lecture. Okay, it says when amount is received with application as advance of allotment or call money, the journal entry shall be as under. I have explained this in previous lecture that many a times a shareholder pays an amount together with application or allotment. Yes, say for example, the price of the share is rupees 10. An amount called up with application is only rupees 2. And 3 with allotment, remaining 2 with first call, and 3 with final call. Yes. So what happens is a shareholder will pay entire 10 rupees during the time of application. Yes. In case if a shareholder will pay rupees 10 instead of rupees 3, then those 7 rupees are considered to be calls in advance for allotment, first call and final call respectively. Yes. So if the amount is received along with application, what is the journal entry is given in your textbook that I am reading. Obviously, when we are going to apply this journal entry in practical sums, you will understand it better. Yeah. Okay. So share application account debit, to share capital account, to share allotment account. To share allotment account is for the advance received. Yes, with application. Yes, when a company receives advance money of allotment along with application, this is how it is written in the journal entry of share application. Yes, and further, if the amount of calls also has been received with application, then it is to be written as 2 calls in advance. The word calls in advance is used for first call and final call. And if the amount of allotment has been received in advance, then it is to be credited to share allotment account. Yes, I repeat, if the amount has been received in advance for allotment at the time of application, then it is to be credited to share allotment account. And if the advance has been received for first call and final call, then it is to be credited to calls in advance account. Alright, then when share call money is received in advance with share allotment money, the following entry shall be passed. So they say that whenever the amount of share call money is received in advance with share allotment money, then what is the journal entry? Yes, it is bank account debit, to share allotment account, to calls in advance account. Then when the respective call is made due, then entry for calls in advance shall be passed as under. That means calls in advance account is to be closed. The journal entry says calls in advance account debit to a respective call account. Yes, calls in advance, the concept is rarely included in the practical sums, and this is the reason that we are not going to do a separate sum for this topic. Yeah, but an overview has been given to you regarding this. So please go through the journal entries that I have written now, which are given on page number 16 and page number 17. Simply the meaning of calls in advance is when advance is received from the shareholder. It can be an amount for allotment and first call received during application. It can be an amount received in advance for for first call and final call during allotment. Yes. So simply speaking, when amount is received in advance for allotment, first call or final call, it is said to be calls in advance. And when the amount is received in advance for allotment, it is to be credited to share allotment account. And for first and final call, it is to be written as calls in advance account. Alright? Okay then. I hope you are clear with this topic. And let us begin with the second method for issue of shares. Yes? We have understood the first method for issue of shares, which is issue of shares at par. At par means a face value or nominal value, which simply means if a share is worth rupees 10 and it is issued for rupees 10, it is said to be issued at par. Alright? Then, if the share worth rupees 10 is issued for rupees 12, then this is said to be issued at premium. Alright, if it is issued at 10 rupees, if the share is of rupees 10 and also it is issued for rupees 10, it is said to be issued at par. And if issued for rupees 12, then it is said to be issued at 12 rupees is just an example. It is in short more than fair face value. Whenever a share is issued for more than the face value or nominal value, it is said to be issue of share at premium. Yes, it could be 12, it could be 11, it could be 13. Yes, anything. 12 has been taken here just for the sake of understanding. Yes. So basically, what is the face value of share? 10. What is the issue price? 2. What is the amount for premium? Rupees 2. So this is premium. This is face value. If you add these two, the issue price of share is rupees 12. Yes. So now the only variation to be understood is that if you transfer the amount of share to the share capital account, yes, an amount received with application is transferred to share capital, amount received with share allotment is also transferred to share capital account, yes. Why? Because that is the amount of share capital itself, an amount collected by issue of shares. So what about premium? The 2 rupees that I said here is to be transferred to a separate account, which is securities premium account. Alright? Let us understand this. It is given in your textbook on page number 20. I repeat, in your textbook on page number 20. That is the topic for issue of shares at premium. And that is the topic for today mainly. So, issue of shares at premium. We'll understand a bit theory for the same, and then we are going to understand its general elements. Yes. And premium. Okay. When company has good reputation in market, has high profitability, internal and external factors are favorable, and also if company has already issued shares in the past and the market price of its shares was more than the face value of shares, then company can issue shares at price more than its face value. Yes, or nominal value. When company issues shares at a price higher than the face value, the shares are said to be issued at premium. You need to highlight this point. When the company issues shares at a price higher than the face value, say for example, the face value of the share is rupees 10, and if the company will issue it for more than rupees 10, it is said to be issued at a higher price than the face value, and that is termed as issue of shares at premium. Yes? And now, why does a company do that? You might be thinking, why would people purchase a share of rupees 10 for rupees 12, 15 or 20? Yes? So, let me make this point clear here. A company which is having a good reputation in the market and is, is sure that if I will be rising the price of my share, and then two people are going to invest because of the reputation of the company. Yes, during that time the company issues the shares at premium in market. Yes. Okay. When shares are issued at premium, the amount received in excess of face value of shares is credited to a separate account. As I said, securities premium. As per Companies Act, you need to highlight this point. 6.2. As per Companies Act, such amount is carried to securities premium account or securities premium reserve account. Just the way I said, if a share of rupees 10, that is the face value, is issued at a higher price, say for example 12, yes, then the share is said to be issued at premium. 10 rupees is the face value, 2 rupees is for premium. 10 rupees is to be transferred to share capital account, respectively with application, allotment, first and final call, and the amount of premium is to be credited to a separate account, which is securities premium account or securities premium reserve account. Yes, so you should please highlight these points, they are really important. And below that you have several points to be kept in mind relating to securities premium, and also there is a topic, the amount of securities premium may be used only for the following purpose, they say. So these two concepts of theory you are going to read well, understand and learn. That is just a part of theory. We have had an introduction about issue of shares at premium, and now we are going to understand the journal entries with same regard. Yes? Okay. So page number 21 now in your textbook. They have mentioned about the journal entries for issue of shares at premium. Yes, that means issue of shares at a price higher than its face value. Okay? Fine then. When shares are issued at premium, the accounting entries in the books of company will be as under. Let us understand this. Again, these journal entries are completely related to the previous journal entries that we have learned. Yes, the basic 6 to 7 journal entries that I have explained you in the lectures of beginning, in the second lecture or third lecture, whatever it is. Yes. Now, with the variation in the topic, you will make several variations in the journal entries also. Yes, there is nothing new, only minor variations. But for that, you should be aware of the previous journal entries. Yes, hope you have learned it, you have understood it. Yes, you can even watch the lectures on a repeat mode for better understanding. Isn't it? So make sure you have learned them, and only then you will be able to understand the journal entries for issue of shares at premium. Alright? Okay. So let us begin. On page number 21, it says with application. Now, what they are trying to say is that if the amount of premium, yes, has been called with application, yes, then what is going to be the journal entry? Yes, see, simple thing, 10 rupees is for share and the extra amount is for premium, and the premium can be called with application, allotment or share call. Yes, so whenever the amount of premium is called with share application, how to deal with it? Yes, what is the journal entry that you are going to write during that time? So the very first journal entry remains same, which is when amount of share premium is called with application money. Bank account debit to share application account. This is the same journal entry, just like we have understood previously. Amount called per share. Now, which amount is to be included in it? Yes, amount called per share, we know. Let it be 3 rupees, 2 rupees, whatever amount has been called with application, plus the amount of premium. Yes, whatever the premium may be, it will be definitely mentioned in the question. Yes, so in the first journal entry, you will also include the amount of premium along with the amount of application. Yes, and in the second journal entry, the amount of share application will be transferred to share capital account and the amount of premium will be transferred to securities premium account. You can see the journal entry on page number 21. They say when allotment is made against applications received, share application account debit to share capital account to securities premium account. In share capital, you are going to write down the amount of share application received, and in securities premium, the amount of premium. They have also given you the information for the additional new thing in the journal entry. Yes, the journal entry number 2, which says share application account debit to share capital account. This is the same journal entry like the previous one. The only new thing added is to securities premium. So what is the amount included there? It is about number of shares allotted into amount of premium per share called with application. Yes, and this is how it is going to continue even in the case of allotment and also in the case of first call and final call. Let us quickly read the journal entries. On allotment, when amount of share premium is called with allotment money. So the journal entry for when allotment money becomes due. It is share allotment account debit to share capital account. The simple journal entry. But when their shares are issued with premium, the amount of premium also becomes due along with the amount of allotment. Yes? Okay. So during that time, the journal entry is going to be share allotment account debit to share capital account and to securities premium account. Alright. Securities premium, number of shares allotted into amount of premium per share called with allotment. Alright. Then the journal entry for receipt of allotment. That journal entry is going to be same, and you are going to write down the amount of receipt of allotment along with the amount of premium that you have received. Alright? Okay. So, the next step is when the premium has been called with share call money. Yes? So, on share call, it says when amount of share premium is called with share call money. This simply means when the premium becomes due along with the first call money or second call, final call, anything that you say. Yes? So, along with that amount, the amount of premium also will become due. So, the journal entry for this is share call account debit to share capital account to securities premium account. Right? What is included in securities premium? The amount called up per share. The amount of premium called up per share. Yes? And the journal entry for receipt of call money remains same. Yes? There is a very extreme minor variation in the journal entries that you have learned for issue of shares at par. Yes? You just have to add the amount of premium in the journal entry of when allotment money becomes due, when first call becomes due, when final call becomes due, and during the time of receipt of money at several installments, you have to include the amount of premium also. Yes? So, this is all about the journal entries of issue of shares at premium. This is the minor variation in the journal entries that we have already understood with regard to the previous illustrations that we have saw. Yes? So for today, we are going to read this topic in detail. It starts from page number 20 in your textbook part 2, chapter 1 that we are doing. Yes? Issue of shares at premium. You will also read the theory points in detail, of course. Then you will write down the journal entries for issue of shares at premium for application, allotment and on share call. Yes? So in the next lecture we'll start with an illustration consisting the topic of issue of shares at premium. Yes? So we'll end our lecture here today. Hope you were able to understand the topic that we have discussed today. Yes? So please go through, write down the journal entries which are given on page number 21 that I have explained in today's lecture. Yes? And we'll see you all soon in the next lecture with the practical illustration with same